How many of you guys remember Turok Dinosaur Hunter? How many of you guys grew up playing this game? That's what we're gonna do. We're gonna relive Turok a bit. I'm gonna do a little bit of a let's play and go through this and discuss some of my childhood memories with you guys. Look at the runes, guys. Do you guys remember the runes? You'd collect the keys, put the runes into the hubs there, and it would unlock the portal. So coming into this game, wow, what memories coming into here. The scenery that we were immersed in is just awesome. This is like a Turok, a fantasy world, kind of a prehistoric Turok fantasy world that we're kind of immersed in with tons of secrets and stuff to do here. And I think, you know, the scenery in this game is one of the big things that make this game really special, at least to me, you know, really dear in my heart. You know, the scenery just blew me away at the time period playing this game. And of course, look at even the blood. So one of the few games that had probably blood on the N64. Really cool death animations as well. These are things that I really enjoyed about the game. And of course, the keys. Okay, the keys, guys. You guys gotta remember the keys. This was a huge part of the game. You missed one of these fucking keys and you were fucked. You had to go back and explore the whole level again and try to find these keys. And when you actually did find that key that you searched for hours for, you were so happy. You got to this cutscene here and you were like, yes, you got the key. It was the best thing in your life, because you gotta understand, guys, we didn't have the internet. We couldn't just go look up where this key was. We were lucky if a friend had a game guide that knew where this key was. So, you know, if we accomplished something in any game at this time period, or even, you know, in Turok, it was an accomplishment. We felt satisfaction and we loved it. And it was a great world to be immersed in. Like, look, we even have a sun and fire. Look at this. We have kind of like relics going on. There's totem poles. And there's even, you know, puzzle dynamics, like with the keys, right? You got the puzzle dynamics with the keys, and even these pressure plates here on the ground. And, you know, how cool is this? The camera, you know, starts shaking a little bit, or at least the pillars do. And it comes down, and you're into the game, you're into Turok. And we got some guns, and this is the first time we've seen some deer, and we, you know, we shoot at them, and to our amazement, some health drops out of the deer when you shoot at it. So mind-blowing stuff for the time period. You know, just little simple things like shooting a deer would have made our day when we first started playing this game. It's the simple things. And of course the dinosaurs. Okay, Turok the Dinosaur Hunter has to have dinosaurs. And that's actually one feature about this game. You know, looking back on it, it didn't really have too many dinosaur enemies. What the hell was that about, right? But I'm not gonna harp over that. I love this game for other reasons. Look at these enemies. These enemies are really cool. A lot of different enemies that kind of, you know, really fit the theme and the period, as well as strategically placed enemies as well. You know, you'd come around corners and you'd pop them, and you love that. You know, you loved remembering exactly where every single one was. Like, for example, this one around the corner that I'm sure a lot of you guys remember. And you'd come around the corner and you know, pop a one. And, you know, it's things like that that you loved about this game. And of course, you know, going up in elevations. So there's so much elevations to this game. And once again, you know, here's a key. So actually the first time I remember playing this, and I missed this key. First level, of course, I missed this key. Had to go all the way back, replay it, and, you know, find out where that key was, and there it was the whole time. So right there, you kind of learn there's a grass, you can climb up these grassy knolls right at the beginning, and then, you know, you have to remember that and go up. Oh, there's a guy right there. And I think there's actually another secret coming up right around this corner. So a lot of secrets in this game, and you know, that's what made Turok awesome. Were these secrets, were the scenery, and this is one of the secrets that I didn't even find out until I probably beat this game maybe like 2 times, or at least replayed it 1 time. Is this secret up here, and if we go and look at this guy. He's an advanced enemy for the time here, hiding behind the wall. And let's see if I can smoke him. Let's move up on him a little bit. There he goes. So he's an advanced enemy, and he drops a large energy cell, and you're like, what the hell is a large energy cell? Because when you're first playing this game, you don't know what the hell a large energy cell is, and you're trying to figure out how to use it, and it's not until way later in the game that you actually get a gun that is capable of using that large energy cell. So it kind of throws you for a loop a bit. And of course you get the automatic shotgun here. Okay, you gotta love those secrets. You gotta love those secrets in Turok. And I think games, I want to say games like Doom, games like Wolfenstein, Quake, games that were like fantasy third-person shooters is where Turok picks up. And it does, a beautiful job on that. And you just kind of love to be submersed in some of these stages. Now I say some of these stages because some of these stages are hell. I know some of you guys probably remember some of the later stages, and like the catacombs, for example, that get really crazy, and going into the catacombs is a nightmare. You'd like to be submersed in these worlds, but when you get to the stages like catacombs, it's really crazy and it's really fucked up. So it's really weird worlds that we're in, really fantasy weird worlds, but you kind of learn to love them. You kind of really learn to appreciate these worlds and want to be submersed in these worlds. You guys probably remember this weapon up here, right? Having to jump for it, as well as the portal that spawns right here, right? And there's actually some ammo here. Let's see if we can get that portal to spawn. I think if we move back, and there we go. So one of the awesome features about the game are these portals that would take you into these other dimensions that were just mind-blowing at the time. Going into these other dimensions. I think Mario 2 did it, right, where you'd enter these portals and it would take you into another Mario kind of a dimension. But nothing, in 3D that ever really did that. And multi-dimensions is always a cool thing in any game. And of course we get to a first spot here. I gotta pull up my map because we gotta do some cliff jumping. And that's, jumping peer to peer or pillar to pillar is one of the big things about Turok. One of the huge things, in my opinion, that makes this game so great is, having to jump to these piers. And like there, for example, you die, or in some stages that could have been a death, and you could be starting at a checkpoint and you might have to re-jump 100 piers. So doing these jumps on these piers was a big part of this game that really grew to love. You ended up, oh, there's a guy right there. You ended up actually hating it at first, but the more you played it, the better you got at doing these jumps. You ended up realizing you have to pull up your map, because if you try to do this without your map on, you can't see the edges of anything and you end up jumping short. So you realize you have to keep your map up, which is kind of a downfall, because you have to play with your map open almost the whole time when you play Turok. So it really gives you an upper hand if you play with your map open. So big part of the game is this pillar jumping, and that is one of the huge reasons I like this game too. The sceneries, the settings, pillar jumping is awesome features. Something that I never forget are certain stages with those pier jumping. And of course, different health and stuff is always cool. Like there was ultra health and stuff like that. Really awesome stuff. Portals, different portals taking you to different dimensions. Really cool stuff. Ladders, taking you to different elevations. That's one of the big things I liked about Turok. Really multi-dimensional. A lot of different platforms. You're not on the same playing field. You're not just on a 2D plane or a 3D plane that's just on one ground grade that just slopes up and down. Like there's multiple levels, multiple platforms that you that you have to go through about Turok that, you know, makes this game so awesome, which no game has really ever done. Like, here's a prime example. Okay, we got like pillars up in the air, and we could be, you know, jumping pillars up in the air, you know, over the clouds in one scene, and then in the next scene we could be down in the caves or swimming in under a cave in an ocean or in water, you know, going through different terrain settings, which is, you know, really awesome and really submerses you in this world that you really want to be submersed in. So guys, if you've been watching this video so far and you have, please leave a like. It helps channels grow. It'll, you know, help my channel grow a lot, and, you know, these videos probably won't get a lot of likes, so if you're enjoying this, please drop a like, and if you can, subscribe as well, and check out my other videos where I try to relive some of these older retro games with you guys. I'll be uploading more as well.